Hello, friend. This is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about becoming the best you possibly can be, being that person of character and substance who knows, as the scripture says, that they can do all things through Christ. Now, that particular verse is talking about being able to endure a lot of things, but it also means directly exactly what it says, which is you can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. And this is very important to understand. When you are doubting yourself as you walk with God, that is a direct affront to Him. You are not doubting yourself, even though it may seem that way, but you're doubting Him. You're doubting that He can bring you to the next level. You're doubting that He can help you do all things. And this is a subtle thing to understand, because so often there's this division between self and God, where people don't see themselves as one with God, see themselves as walking with God, see themselves as a child of God, that in Him we live and move and have our being, and that knowing as being a partner with God, being one with Him, that they can truly do all things, that they're not limited. The only limitations that someone walking with God has are the ones that they put on themselves. Because as Jesus said, with God, all things are possible. That can be taken two different ways. Both are true. One, that God can do all things, but two, that the person with God, the person walking with God, the person in union with God, can do all things. And Jesus confirmed that because He also said that to him that believeth, all things are possible. So, with God, all things are possible, and to him that believeth, all things are possible. So if you're walking with God, you know God, you believe, all things are possible for you. And you can do all things through Christ. You're not limited. Now, you may certainly have to grow and grow into the stature of the fullness of Christ, grow into that understanding and faith and confidence in God that you can get those things that you want to get and accomplish those things that you want to accomplish. But it's never because God's limited. And it's not because He's holding you back or preventing you from doing more, and He wants to keep you lowly and pathetic. A lot of churches will try to talk that into you, try to tell you how you can't do more, or, well, you can do a little bit, but there's this political thing over here, or there's this problem over here, there's this whatever. And they start naming limitations that may or may not be real. It doesn't even matter if they're real, because here's the thing. Even if you accept all these limitations that the world throws on you, all the victimization that the world will tell you how you're a victim and you're pitiful and you're pathetic and you just can't do it because everything's working against you. Those things only are true in your life if you accept them. And if you're allowing the world and what you see around you, the sense knowledge, to change who you are as a person, to change what you believe in, you're already defeated. And you will become that victim that the world talks you into being, whether it has to be your lot in life or not. Because God's not setting those things out for you, that you have to be limited, that you have to be a victim, that you have to have this limitation on your life. Because you're walking with Him and you know Him, and you can have whatsoever you say, and you can have anything you believe for. All things are possible for you because you believe. All things are possible for you because you're with God. And this is powerful. So then, instead of coming from a position of self and getting that ego rise of, I'm so great, it's not that. You know that you're walking with God, and that with God you can do anything. And whatever perceived limitations you may have in yourself, God can make up for that, whatever area it is. Whether He brings people into your life to fill that need, that area maybe you're not as good at, whether it's an idea, whether it's somebody to bring funding, whatever it may be, God can work all those things out. It's not about you having everything figured out from day one before you start your business or before you get the new job or whatever it may be. It's just you start stepping out, and that first step and then take that second step, and you're walking by faith, not by sight. And you know that God is with you, and you know that you have whatsoever you say, and you know as you guard your heart that from your heart flow the issues of life, and you know and believe and affirm and live out that unlimited life, that life where you accomplish more than most people could accomplish their entire lives. You'll accomplish that in a year. And it's not about comparing yourself with other people. It's just that is a point of reference. You can understand that you can do so much. The average person isn't even making much of an attempt. They're just going through life living like either victims or living in mediocrity and lack, never reaching another level because they think they can't, or they think it's all on them, not recognizing that they need to be with God. And if they walk with God and they believe and have confident faith, they'll have whatsoever they say. This is why I always stress about building yourself up and becoming a better person, a more valuable person, improving your character, daily self-improvement. Because as you do that, you're now able to be trusted with more. Jesus said if you're trusted with little, you can be trusted with much. But many people have little and they can't ever get more because they don't do the things that are trustworthy with that little. They don't build upon that and excel in every area that they have so they can move to the next level. They just kind of stagnate, and they want God to take them to 50 levels ahead of where they are when they won't even take the first step toward that next level. And this is something you have to get past. The world will tell you you're limited. Churches will tell you you're limited. Preachers and pastors will tell you you're limited. There are so many people willing to tell you how you're limited, willing to tell you how the government's working against you, or these people over here are working against you, this group's working against you, oh, this educational system's working against you, or whatever it may be that keeps you supposedly from doing the things you want to do. But I'm telling you that's not true. Those things are only true and only limiting to you if you accept that. But if you'll daily improve, daily become a better person, daily develop yourself into a better person, and be more conformed to the image of Christ, be more like God. And when you walk in that confident and bold faith, you will start to see all these things work out in your favor. And things you didn't even know you needed will start coming into your life. People will have solutions you didn't even think about. They'll be put in your life. When you're walking with God and you're working with God, you can do all things. And all things are truly possible to you. Truly all things are possible to you. My friend, don't let another day go by where you accept limitation, where you accept lack, where you accept not enough, where you accept that you're just where you are and that's the best you can ever hope for. There's always more. And this isn't about being discontented and fretful and always needing more to cling and to hold on to and to hoard up. This is about becoming the best you possibly can be and every day growing into being more like God. Living out more of that image and likeness of God. And that, my friend, can only happen as you improve each and every day. That can only happen as you walk confidently in your faith. That can only happen as you take the steps you need to take each and every day toward those goals you have. Those desires of your heart that God has placed in your heart in the first place. Not to torment you, not so you can see something that you can't have, but to show you that even more is available to you. My friend, take action today. Do something today that puts you another step towards whatever goal or desire you have. If it's starting a business, take that next step. If it's writing a book, write something today. If it's finishing a course, if it's reading a book, whatever it may be, it's exercising, take those steps today and start every day improving and becoming more like God. And know, my friend, that all things are possible for you. I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.